Hey, yo, man, what's going on? Is running today. All right, I played 5 hours of Monster Hunter Wilds. This is my first time ever playing this game. I get my first opinions of how I feel about this game. But as a complete newcomer to the series, I was both excited and a little intimidated to jump into this massive game. But let me tell y'all, this was an amazing first impression. All right off the bat. Other than that, let's get into the video. All right, first things first, the graphics and the performance. On PC, like I played it on, it was running pretty smooth, but you do have to put it on your SSD or this game will start like moving like booty butt cheeks. I will be real with you. I had to uninstall my entire game, reinstall it on my SSD, and then it was running nice and smooth and clean with the beautiful graphics. And this game will be heavily intensive if you don't have a very good PC. So, maybe if you don't have a great PC, but you got a console, most likely go get it on that console. Just a little warning, just a little heads up. But this game is gorgeous. The level of detail in the Monster Hunter Wilds is truly next gen. From intricate scales on monsters' hides to the way like light flutters through dense jungles, canopies, every scene looks like it could be a wallpaper. So far, the two settings I have been in, which has only been the desert and the jungle, both amazing, both beautiful to look at. But the main thing that's been going on, like on the PC side, I've noticed some performance issues, particularly in the areas with a lot of foliage or during intense monster battles. Frame rates can dip unexpectedly and there's occasional stuttering. It's not game breaking by any means, but it does detract from otherwise immersive experience. Hopefully these issues will be ironed out in the future. Otherwise than that, the game is absolutely fantastic. I love every second of this game. It's so good. It's so vibrant. It's so beautiful. The fighting is so much fun. Now we can talk about the gameplay, all right? It's probably my favorite thing about this game. Now the heart of Monster Hunter Wilds is the gameplay, all right? As a newcomer, I was worried the game might be too complex or overwhelming, and while there's definitely a learning curve, the game does an excellent job of easing you into its systems. All right, the core loop of preparing for a hunt, tracking down your target, and engaging in epic battles is incredibly satisfying. Each hunt feels like a mini boss fight requiring strategy, skill, and often multiple attempts to master. Some stuff that really got to me, like when I was doing the monster fights, like doing these monster fights for the first time, fighting the chicken, that fire chicken for the first time. I mean, it was just like, pull over here, hit. I'm just trying to learn the weapon that I got, and I was mainly using charge blade, all right, which is just so much fun to use, but apparently it's complex as hell, and it truly is complex. But it was so much fun to swing that thing and then charge it up and then switch it to that other mode and move it like a chainsaw blade and hit him with it. It was amazing. I loved every second of it. It was so much fun. Every weapon feels like that too. Every weapon just has like special little things to it that just makes it feel different and unique. I love it. I don't know how I did not get past or enjoy the other Monster Hunter before this. It probably just took too slow for me, and that was way back in the day when I was not appreciating games like I do now. But another aspect that really impressed me is how the environment plays into the hunt. The dynamic weather system isn't just for show. It's actually affects the monster's behavior and can change the course of a battle. I once had a hunt completely derailed when a sudden sandstorm rolled in, limiting visibility and forcing me to change tactics on the fly. And on top of that, your ride this time around, which is like a little giant bird called a skillet, adds another level of exploration and combat. All right, these creatures aren't just glorified fast travel systems. They each have unique abilities that can aid in combat or exploration. Just know I had a lot of fun. I think it's like 15, 16 weapons. Going through all of those weapons, slowly trying them out, and they let you do that right in the beginning of the game before you even go to the main little hub world. You could just try out a bunch of different weapons just to see which one's gonna fit your playstyle. But you don't even have to worry about that because a little further on in the game, you'll get a second weapon to choose from. All right, so you can have both. You can switch them out. Boom, boom, boom. If the one weapon doesn't feel like it's working against that certain monster, we can switch it out. Because like I went from using that charge blade, all right, to the dual blade. All right, and the dual blade is amazing. I feel like an absolute animal monster. As you can see from my character, I got a bone helmet on. I'm slashing everywhere. I'm moving left and right. It feels like home for me because I mainly play Elden Ring or like a FromSoft game or like Lies of P, where I'm just dipping and dodging, hit. Like it felt natural to me. I'll be real with you, but I do like to go oonga boonga. Give me the giant stick, hit something with it. I do love to do that. Who doesn't? Combat itself feels weighty and impactful. All right, landing a solid hit on a monster's weak point and seeing chunks of armor fly off is incredibly satisfying. All right, and now focus mode adds an extra layer of strategy, allowing you to target specific body parts for different effects. And on top of that, that new system that they added, which allows like way more damage done on the monster. You can do a bunch of cool shit like that I've done with the dual blade. But now this is probably my second favorite part of this, my first little experience with Monster Hunter. All right, the crafting crafting and the customization is beautiful. It is immaculate. They did God's work with it. They understood what black hair looks like. All right, you see me right now? Look at my hair. It's fucked up.
Look at the top of his head.
But don't even mind that. It's black hair, all right? And they did it right, all right? They did it all right. It was amazing. I was like, they got dreads, they got a fade, hair with a fade. I was like, oh, this is great. They didn't even put the Killmonger dreads in there. I just appreciate that so much. Get that hairstyle out of every game. I want them banned. I want that hairstyle banned. I blame Michael B. Jordan, but I'm not gonna get into all that. Talk about the crafting, because the crafting and all that was amazing, all right? Crafting system Monster Hunter Wilds is incredibly deep and rewarding, all right? After each hunt, I find myself engagingly returning to the smithing person, that's a whole nother thing by itself. You know what they did, all right? To keep you on that game. To see what the new gear can craft from monster parts I've collected, all right? Each piece of armor and each weapon has its own upgrade tree, allowing for a great deal of customization. You want to focus on an elemental resistance, raw defense, or maybe you want to build around a specific skill or paralysis. Possibilities seem endless, and they truly are, because I fought this giant spider, all right, killed that thing, went back to the base. Now all of a sudden my dual blades that were doing fire are now doing paralysis damage over time, and I was like, that's beautiful. That's amazing. And then I went to go fight another boss, the hippo orangutan, all right, and was stunning his ass the entire fight, and it was amazing, you know. And they give you a whole journal telling you like what the weakness of each monster is, so you can just go over there and keep repeating if you missed the item, or you want to get new items, or you want to get more materials to get items that you couldn't get. And they're just all over the world in the map. It's fantastic. Yeah, and then all the different armor that is related to the monster, to that armor, it's so cool. All right, it is so cool. Fight that giant toad, you fight that, and then once you kill it and then carve it out and get all its stuff, now you get a whole bunch of defensive armor that is so good for just pure defense. I love it. All right, they did a fantastic job with all the armor, and especially how all the armor looks. Like, you gotta clap it up for that. You gotta give it to them. They really hit that shit out the park. I will say that now. All right, but a part of the game that is slowly getting to me, and I'm weirdly caring more and more about, is the story and world building. All right, Monster Hunter games aren't typically known for their storytelling. I found myself surprisingly engaged with the narrative in Wilds. All right, the game casts you as a new hunter, tasked with tracking down a missing expedition team in the mysterious Forbidden Land. This overarching plot provides a nice framework for your hunting adventures, giving you context to why you're exploring new areas and taking on increasingly dangerous monsters. Characters you meet along the way are well written and voice each of their own motivations and personality. I will give it so far. The characters I have met, I do like. None of them are like too boring. They don't like drag on. They're not like getting under my skin in any type of way. And I'm not gonna forget to talk about this. The cat, all the animals and shit, and the cats and shit around the world are hilarious, and it's just a nice, fun addition. I really love when you're fighting the chicken, or you fight the chicken for the first time, and it's just a bunch of cats trying to save a bunch of meat when the chicken's trying to eat it. I loved all that. All that was funny and hilarious. They did a great job with like all that. Definitely gonna get a lot of people in just off that alone. But what really impresses me is how alive the world feels. Monsters aren't just boss fights waiting to happen. They're a part of a living ecosystem. I've witnessed turf wars between different monster species, seen herbivores grazing peacefully in the wilds, and watched as predators stalk their prey. You love that in the map. Anytime you just go out there and just repeat and kill those monsters again. Any monster that you fought in the story, you can go re-kill it again, have it again, so you can get more pieces of armor, all that. Like I said earlier, I really love that. The map just feels so alive, and even the smaller creatures that you don't even realize that you can kill them, and then come back, and then you get even more armor, different armor that you wouldn't even known existed if you didn't go out there and kill those things. All right, just to truly give it even more of a spotlight. Like, environments are just so well done. All right, multiple times I've just like been just stunned going up a mountain cliff in that jungle and just staring at a giant waterfall. I was like, whoa, this look kind of nice. But another thing that was brought up to me, the multiplayer and community. All right, while I've mostly been playing solo so far, I did dip my toes into multiplayer aspects of the game. 4-player online co-op with full crossplay support, which is fantastic for playing with friends across different platforms. The community seems increasingly friendly and helpful when joined in a random hunt. But for solo players like myself, the game offers AI-controlled companions that can join you on hunts. These companions have unique skills and can be a great help in tracking tougher monsters. But overall, my first 5 hours of Monster Hunter Wilds has been nothing short but great. All right, despite being new to the series, I found this a welcoming experience for me being a newcomer to this. Now I have a bunch of videos to watch about how to get better, with a bunch of the different weapons and stuff. How to get better with how to deal with some of the monsters. All right, be more effective, change some of the settings up. All right, but the combination of engaging combat, deep customization, and a beautiful dynamic. While there are some performance issues on PC, hopefully they fix that, get that right. That's been my opinion. It's been my first 5 hours. Let me know if this is your first time in the comments ever playing a Monster Hunter before. I would really like to know. Also, if you're a veteran, give me some tips down below, because I probably need some help. All right, be real with you. But other than that, I really hope you enjoyed the video. All right, it's me, your boy Ronan. Deuce.